welcome to our session. I'm Aqeela. In this session, I will introduce you to the one basic element in a valid agreement of contract law, which is capacity. In this topic, I will focus on introduction of capacity, types of capacity, effects of contract by minor, unsound mind and cooperation, and lastly, exceptions to contract made by minor is void. Definition of capacity. Capacity means parties to the contract must be a competent or capable person. Parties who lack capacity to contract will render the contract void. Section 11 provides that every person who is competent to contract, who is of the age of majority according to the law to which he is subjected, and who is of sound mind and is not disqualified from contracting by any law to which is subject. Types of capacity. The first one is age of majority. In Majority Act 1971, age of majority is those of age 18 and above. A minor is not competent to contract. The second one is sound mind. Sound mind, as under Section 12 Contract Act, is a person who is capable of forming rational judgment as to effect of the agreement upon his interest. Unsound mind may be of sickness or drunkenness. Last but not least, corporation. Under Section 18 Companies Act 1965, capacity to contract is on matters that affecting only the business. Effects of contract by minor. From Section 10 and Section 11, we can conclude that contract made by minor is void. Effects of contract by person of unsound mind. English law provides that a contract by person of unsound mind is a voidable contract at the person's option when he is of sound mind. However, he must prove to the court that he is of unsound while contracting and the other party knows his condition. Effect of contract made by corporation. As we knew, corporations are related to the business only. So, if the contract is not on matters as in its memorandum of association, the contract is void. Exceptions to contract by minor is void. The first one is marriage. In Malaysia, a minor can enter into a marriage contract and is bound with the contract. Promise of marriage entered into by minors or their parents on their behalf have been held to be valid. Section 4A of the Age of Majority Act 1971 now provides that nothing in this act shall affect the capacity of any person to act in the following matters, namely marriage, divorce, dower, and adoption. Second, a contract of service and apprenticeship. Minors' employment is regulated by the Children and Young Person Employment Act 1966, which provides any child or young person may enter into a contract of service and be employed. However, such person cannot be an employer. It defines child as person who has not completed his 14 years of age, and young person means any person who has not completed the age of 16. Third, scholarship agreement. The defense of lack of capacity of minors to contract was raised in action for breach of scholarship agreements. A significant case of Government of Malaysia v. Gucharan Singh and Ors 1971 MLJ 211. The issue in this case was whether scholarships for a student who was a minor who attended practical training overseas amounted to contract for necessaries. The High Court held that the scholar agreement was a void and unenforceable between the government and the minor. As a result of the above cases, the Contract Amendment Act 1976 was passed. Section 4A provides that no scholarship agreements shall be invalidated on the ground that the scholar entering into such agreement is not of the age of majority. 4. Contract for insurance. Under the Insurance Act 1963, a minor above the age of 10 may enter into a contract of insurance, but if he or she is under 16 years, will require written parental consent to own an insurance policy. The Act allows a minor to enter into a valid agreement for contract of insurance. This exception is based on the presumption that it is in a minor's best interest to insure himself or his property against contingencies. And the last one is contract for necessaries. Although all contracts entered into by minors are void, Section 69 of the Contracts Act allows a person who was supplied necessary to the minor to be reimbursed from the property of the minor. The word necessaries is not defined in the Contract Act 1950 nor under the Sale of Goods Malay State Ordinance 1957. All that is said under Section 69 of the Contract Act is that what is supplied must be suited to the minor's condition in life, and therefore the common law definition would be assistance. That's all. Thank you.